I am in one of the most amazing transitions of my life. And usually what I do is I hide it because I think I'm a coach. I have amazing clients who look to me for guidance. I can't show that I'm struggling. I can't show that I'm in this big transition that could be bringing up some stuff for me. But I'm going to share pieces of it this time because you need to know that it's part of the human experience. We all go through that, and it's a humbling experience for me as I grow, as I meet a new layer of fear, and as I choose expansion and my soul anyways. And I'm currently staying at a cabin for a few weeks out in nature, almost off grid, and my heart is so aligned and open. And at the same time, when we go through transition, it doesn't always feel that way. And I'm reminded over and over again how important it is to know who you are, to know your inner knowing, even if you feel like you're disconnected from it when you go through a transition and it's really rocky and there's a lot of movement and your body and mind are having a hard time catching up with your soul, you know? So just be completely present with yourself as you move through it. Be incredibly mindful and compassionate to yourself, because I know that there's people in this community who are going through transition and it's really easy for old patterns to come up and you to operate from that old behavior, but you get to choose again. You know, don't look at yourself through the lens of shame or judgment or forcing yourself to just, this is a new opportunity for you to look at yourself through almost a higher filter, not even a filter, a higher viewpoint of unconditional love, compassion, and still choosing to let your soul lead you, which is a new set of patterns. It might feel foreign, and your body and mind might not want to do it, but it's tuning into your soul. And so what I usually do is when I'm in transition, I just plunk myself into something. I go, okay, gotta get back to my regular routine, so I'm just gonna pick something. I'm gonna choose to land there. There's some cats that I'm taking care of, which is a huge gift, such a gift. But, you know, I usually just plunk myself. Okay, I need a next place. I need this and this and this because I've got to rush. We are so we are conditioned to believe that we have to rush and we have to operate in this timeline that society and man have created when your soul has its own timeline. So I was very conscious about what I was saying no to in this transition and the chapter of my life that I'm closing, and what am I stepping into. And so instead of just moving into a new space just because I have to, I'm giving myself the grace and the love that my inner child and my body really, really need, my nervous system needs. And letting that guide me instead of this rush space. And so maybe you resonate with that. And some amazing things are coming through me, and I'm going to be sharing them with you. Because with this transition, when you guys go through transition and you allow your body to slow down and honoring your body, things will channel through you that you couldn't have comprehended if you just did the thing because that's what's expected of you by something outside of you. And I wrote down some notes, but I'm also just wanting to speak are any of you guys feeling like you are entrapped with something, an entrapment? I was sharing with a client earlier this morning that we are often given poison arrows by society, maybe by religion, unintentionally, and most importantly, our family and our parents that raised us, that were supposed to be the safe space. And they poisoned us with arrows. It's not safe to be me. It's not safe to be me. I don't know who I am. I have to carry other people's emotions. And so I guide people through the soul talk method, through, transmuting those arrows into pure love, consciousness. And in this transition, I've just moved out of a very busy city. It's like the more I healed my nervous system, I could not stay in a chaotic environment, which many of you will notice in your healing journey. The more you regulate this, the more you live in calmness, you have to change your outer environment, or your outer environment naturally changes. And I was living in a beautiful place, but the city was becoming more and more and more chaotic as I was becoming more and more calm. And so just 2 or 3 months ago, I started envisioning what my soul wanted to call in. And so I'm very excited to share that with you guys. But for now, it's just, I want to put the big emphasis on is you have a responsibility to turn every single one of your poison arrows into pure love. And you don't have to carry other people's emotions anymore. And so, you may know that I have an amazing course called Goodbye Good Girls, Hello Self-Love. It's a new container. It's going to be 6 weeks long, all around healing the symptoms of religious harm. If you know my story, my healing journey partly started because I went to school to become a pastor but had a spiritual awakening instead. I started having these encounters with God that religion had taught me would be impossible or are not allowed, only happened in the Bible times, only happened with certain people, and it was very confusing because I had grown up in trauma. I had grown up witnessing abuse, and I'm not sure what happened there. But I had witnessed a lot of trauma in my childhood. And I'm going to use an example that I used for another client this morning too. If you grew up with an abusive father or mother, but they taught you that God was love, you adapt in a very distorted view of yourself and God, and you start to see God through the lens of the trauma. And so we are going to be healing all of that. If you had sexual abuse, but it wasn't allowed to be heard or expressed because you had to deny your body and your sexual pleasures, so you never felt like you were safe to speak up about it and what happened to you, or any other type of abuse. If you are feeling like your heart's very guarded, like in order to be accepted by God, you have to guard your heart and deny your desires, we are going to be rewiring that. The parts of my story that I had, I started having this spiritual awakening, which, if you don't like that term, that's totally okay. I'm starting to not like it either, if I'm completely honest. It really was just experiencing God in a way that was beyond what the church could provide people, because so much of it has been distorted for control and fear. But your relationship with God, divine source, the universe, divine energy, whatever you want to call it, it's one within you. And so when we've had these masks go over us, whether it's trauma or abuse, it really, really impacts the way we see ourselves, the way we make decisions, the way we love another person, the way we allow love in. Some of you are letting love in that's distorted, that's hurting you, but you believe that that's the only way. And it can be an entrapment. It can be an entrapment. And so I want to invite you into this safe container to heal all that, and know that you will receive the healing that you need for your journey. Send me a message. I'm really ready to receive you. And it's in pre-sale for just 3 more days. It is going to be going up in price on Monday. So now is your time. Message me if you have any questions, if you'd like to be supported. All of my offerings are about healing the body on the nervous system level, so that will be an element in it as well, because we were made to feel safe and be safe in our bodies and to know who we are. And there's so many patterns that we can hold in our body that keep us disconnected from our own body. And you were created to feel safe in it. So send me a message. Let me know what's going on with your journey. Let me know if you have any questions, if you want to make sure that this is an empowered decision for you. But I wanted to share that, and I will be sharing more pieces of how I walk through this transition, because it's unlike anything else I've ever done for myself. This has been a long, beautiful, messy, courageous 10-year journey, and in a way I feel like I'm entering retirement, but at the same time it is a new life, a new beginning with complete restoration within my body. And guys, we can't have restoration without confronting our pain. And so many people are trying to just bypass, numb, just get by, just get rid of. And the Soul Talk method will be reopening July 4th. So if you want a longer container with more VIP support, that is going to be opening up again with some new changes. The more I listen to my soul, I mean, I love it. My clients are amazing. They're absolutely amazing as I guide them home. And so that is the journey. We're all guiding each other home. And this life is about knowing who you are, mastering your inner world. That is the highest form of love. It's also the highest emotional need that you need, is mastering your inner world, which I teach fully inside the Soul Talk method. So, and most importantly, I just want to build community here. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know what you need to feel safe in. I'm always open for content suggestions of what you guys need. And embrace the journey. Follow your heart. Open your heart. Live with your soul talk. Know who you are. And turn all those poison arrows into pure love.